Good morning. It's me again down in the basement. Oh, mostly having a good day. I got really good sales going on already. Um, I've already got pretty close to half what I need for my food costs, and it's only like the third. Store just opened up, so I haven't gotten any store sales yet today. But I did do very well last month. I got my booth costs, got my check goal, and I almost got to $60 goal, but not quite. But I got close, so that's really good. I know the Christmas sales are going on. So the Christmas stuff is starting, so that's why I'm getting more sales. Um, I just don't feel so good today though. Something's messing with my system and it's making the nerves shoot. I gotta do this. It's hard to do that. Making nerves shoot signals all over the place, so I'm in a boot cast right now so that I can walk. Because I can't put any pressure on my left leg, it just hurts so much. I don't really know why that's happening. It could be the weather. There's all kinds of weirdness going on with the weather right now. So, um, yay fibro. Lots of lots of fun. It's just oh. But yeah, other than that, everything's doing really good. Gigi's being super cute. Um, my cells are doing good. I'm using up yarn. Um, just keep trying to do good. Um, hoping that I can have a really good day despite my leg and get some lots of stuff done. It looks like I need to work on my spiders. Um, Halloween is the thing. um, I like seeing the toys go already though. Um, I just don't know what's up. So I'm just trying to get everything going. My brain is kind of dipping out here and there, so that's probably is the weather because it does that. I'm trying to think of what to talk about. I was thinking about talking about metabolic issues because that's why I have so many problems when the weather changes because my metabolic issues make it very much easier for me to get hurt. And my son watches this guy called Footy and he gets hurt real easy too. I think him and his brother were recently diagnosed with metabolic issues. It sounds like it's either what I have or something very close. Um, because they would affect people just slightly differently, depending on a number of things and like where this guy is, they tend to eat a lot better than we do in the US. So, but they also eat a lot different. So, yeah, with metabolic, a lot of the things that you can do is you have to be paying attention to what's going on with your body. You pay attention to even your cravings, unless you're noticing that you're craving something like salt or sugar all the time, then you might have a problem. But but like, are you craving certain foods? Are you noticing that when you eat something you feel different or better or worse? Things like that, because your metabolism isn't processing things the way that they're supposed to. And there's some things it likes and some things it just doesn't. And that's what happens with me. I think the metabolism issues have a lot to do with why my body doesn't like to carry around a lot of excess weight. I can break a bone. I can just fall down and break a bone. It's it's just what it is. And then I may not have nerve endings in my bone, which means that I may have broken my bone several times more than I was aware of. Growing up, I was abused, so that's very possible that some of the issues I'm having now is due to untreated breaks. Um, my mom wasn't really the greatest about going to the doctor, so yeah. Um, but yeah, I've noticed that if I eat things, uh, if I'm paying attention to what I'm eating, like if my body has more problems with pre-made foods than it does with things that I cook, I can actually have a lot more control over what goes into my food. There's probably still preservatives in some of the ingredients I use, but at least I can control it to where I'm not having tons of preservatives because I am what they call preservative reactive, which means um, when I eat things that have a lot of preservatives in it, I swell up. I swell up like I've been dead for 2 days. Yeah, that's fun because it's not. So I have to be very careful with preservatives and MSGs. Uh, Products that have a lot of MSGs in it can make me very, very painful. Um, that's not fun either. Oh, just kitty. Just kitty, what is going on? He is investigating my boot cast because he's not sure. He knows I have it. He just hasn't seen me use it in a long time. Yeah, but yeah, I used it to stabilize my ankle so that I can do things because I mean, there's nothing really wrong with my leg or my foot. It's just, yeah. But yeah, what I've noticed, like with my metabolics, it's things that I eat. I have to be careful about medications. That's part of the reason why I'm trying to figure out how to deal with what I'm going through without a lot of medications. I am from a family that has a higher risk of addiction, and I don't metabolize things properly, so I can wind up getting really, really sick. Like you treat one problem, you cause another kind of situation. Um, so I don't really want either of those problems. I don't want to become an addict, and I don't want to. I don't want to deal with what the medications can do because some of it's just really scary bad, but some of it's just annoying. Um, that's just something with my metabolic disorder, and I know that also I have to be very careful about how I'm moving and what I'm doing, and I can't take a lot of risk. So other people are like, "Oh, you're chicken." No, no. No, I'm not chicken. I can get hurt way easier than you. I'm not jumping out of a plane unless it's crashing. I'm not climbing up to the 200-foot water slide. I'm not doing any of that shit because I'm gonna wind up getting hurt. I'm gonna be the one that winds up in the hospital. I'm gonna be the story on the news, and I know it, so I'm not. I'm just not gonna put myself in that position. So that's just where that is, and I can't afford to take the risk. I'm also a little bit older than most people think I am. Gonna be 49 here in a few days. 17 days. Um, so that's another reason why I have to be more careful because when you get older, you don't move the way you want. Things just stop working. And that concept of being old or elderly happens at different ages with different people because our bodies are doing different things. And if you do have a metabolic disorder, there's a really good chance you're not going to heal as well as somebody else. Though I heal very quickly, I don't heal as well as other people, especially with the breaks. Um, it's just what happens. It's just what's going on with me. Um, but oh, the bookcast just slowed down. That's a feeling. My knee did not want to bend at that moment. But I'm okay. I've been dealing with this all my life. I was premature, so I've always had a lot of health issues. I think part of the reason why I'm dealing with this stuff so well is because I did always have a lot of health issues, and I just always knew something was a little bit different with the way I worked, my body worked, and I've gone to school with people who have issues like their bodies don't store. I think that's metabolic, and it's potentially life-threatening because you have to eat constantly. Um, I went to school with a girl, can't even remember her name anymore. And she had to eat like I can't remember if it was every 2 hours or every 45 minutes or like she just had food in her backpack. Just walk around with food in her backpack because she had to eat more regularly than most people. She didn't eat as much because her body's just gonna, it's not storing, so it's just gonna kick it out anyway. But she would have these little snacky things. She'd almonds and grapes and stuff like that all the time, cheese slices and stuff like that, because she had to eat constantly to keep healthy. And so I think it was every 2 hours, or if she felt weird, she'd have to eat. And I have no idea what happened to her because she hasn't really been at any of the reunions. Um, I'm not sure if she went back to where she was from or if she just or maybe her health got too bad or something. I don't know. But I kind of lose contact with people, and at this point, I've already got quite a few people that I grew up with that passed away. Not really friends, but people I knew, which is kind of weird. But it seems like my friends group that I was closest to is fine. A lot of us were a little bit different. A lot of us have health issues, physical and mental. So we're just a little bit more cautious than most people, and that's probably why we're still around. um, but yeah, it's always surprising when you go to a class reunion and find out who passed and who didn't, and it's like the person you think would be there for a long time has passed really young, and then somebody you thought was going to pass really young, it'd be like 30. I thought that was weird. That the first class reunion, um, to see that that person who had muscular dystrophy actually outlived somebody who didn't have anything wrong with him, but he definitely wasn't playing by the law, so that's probably what got him. But I'm not sure because I hadn't seen him in, I don't know, 10, 12 years or something like that. Um, yeah. But yeah, people with metabolic disorders, we have to pay attention to a lot of things that other people don't. Like, we can have really severe problems with things in the environment that a lot of us don't like to be around smokers. We'll respond to chemistries a lot quicker, so we don't like perfumes. Some of us don't even wear them. It's really hard for me to find a perfume that doesn't make me like sick all the time. And like constant sneezing, like that's kind of one of the issues I'm having here with Spokane. I'm starting to think I'm just allergic to Spokane because I'm having a very difficult time getting used to the environment, and there's something in the environment that is definitely not in the environment in Bellingham, and it is definitely messing with me. That might even be what's going on with my leg. Oh, sweet kitty. You want to see what's going on with my leg? You gotta check it out. Dr. J, you gotta check out my leg. But yeah, we gotta be careful. I mean, like most people in the US will only find out they have a metabolic disorder if it's one of, I think it's three that the American Medical Association actually acknowledge. And but I know there's a whole bunch of different ones, because Europe has really good treatment centers for people who have metabolic disorders, and medication isn't always an option because you, like I said, you can't process it. But here in the States, you're very likely to find out you have a metabolic disorder if you have something like diabetes, hypoglycemia, or I always say this one wrong. It's called Raynaud's. Some French doctor figured it out. It's known with the body temperature doesn't regulate, which mine doesn't, so they keep thinking I have that, but I don't because mine does things that Raynaud's doesn't, like it goes into remission. Yeah, Raynaud's doesn't do that. Raynaud's doesn't cause growth deformities, which I do have, and Raynaud's doesn't cause you to become injured easily, or at least not injured in the way that I get injured. So they quickly realize they don't have that one, but then they don't know what it is because it's America. They'd probably figure it out if I was in Europe. But Raynaud's has the thing with your body doesn't temperature regulate, and that's like the main thing that they use to diagnose it. You'll get like weird colors on your fingers and toes, like red or white, sometimes blue or purple, and that means that's a circulation problem. So they're thinking that the body temperature not regulating is actually a circulation problem. Um, but I don't fully understand it because every time they thought I had that, they just panic and told me you can't go outside when it's cold, you can't go outside when it's hot, you can't do this, you can't do that. Ugh. And then I found out I don't even have that one. Um, but I do definitely have metabolic disorder, and I'm doing my best to take care of myself. I pay very close attention to what my body's telling me. I pay close attention to my cravings because a lot of times my cravings have something, will be telling me that I'm missing something. Because like I said, if you notice you're craving salt a lot, um, not like if you crave potato chips or something salty like that on occasion, you're probably okay. But if you're craving it like constantly, there's probably a problem. You're probably using too much and your body just wants it. Same thing with sugars. Yeah. um, it's just, but I've noticed I'll crave blueberries, I'll crave dishes like Alfredo or spaghetti or the stroganoff stuff my mom taught me how to make when I was a kid. It's not authentic by any means, but it's got mushrooms and sour cream, and there's some stuff in it that's considered really, really good for me. I with my particular metabolic issues, I have a crave protein. That's animal protein. I could not become a vegan or a vegetarian because my body burns through protein. With all the stuff that's going on with me, I'm in a constant state of repair. I couldn't remain healthy if I took meat and dairy and all that good stuff out of my diet. Of course, there's a number of things I struggle to eat. I can't have steak. I can't because it hurts my stomach unless it's cooked a certain way. Though I've discovered that if I get a higher quality steak cut and put it in the crock pot with some barbecue sauce, that's delicious. And my stomach likes that. But I can't have like the way most people want to cook a steak. I can't eat that. And I've noticed that I can't eat eggs anymore. They just immediately make me feel like I'm gonna vomit. I think it's a texture thing, though there could be some psychological connection because of an incident that happened when I was a kid. Um, but I don't know. And it's like certain combinations have to be just right or I get sick. I have texture issues in my stomach. I have a lot of stomach problems. I have IBS, which is so much fun. If you've got it, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I figured I'd touch on metabolic disorders today. While I'm giving you my happy update that I'm actually making some money. Um, yeah, so if you start noticing weird stuff, oh, like, and one of the things I've noticed is I have a hard time, my body has a hard time soaking up water if I drink it straight water. I'll still drink straight water, but I'll also make sure that I'm drinking fruit juice or Kool-Aid because it seems like if my, usually go for fruit juice, it works a lot better. If there's something in the liquid, my body seems to be able to metabolize it a lot better. So you gotta watch about stuff like that. Like with, and the other thing with me is I don't get thirsty. I used to not get hungry. Um, but I don't get thirsty. I don't think I'll ever get thirsty. Um, so I have to make myself drink. That's part of using the Kool-Aid or the fruit juice is because it's tastes good, so I want to drink it. I can't really have soda anymore because it messes with my stomach like really bad, and I don't really want to go through that anymore. It was extraordinarily painful, so I don't want to do that anymore. But I can have soda on occasion, but I'll do fruit juice because it's more healthy and I can have it. Um, and I'll want to drink it. But yeah, like all that good stuff with the metabolics. But I decided to talk about that because I want to do this to be more friendlier for disabled people, people who have health issues, maybe people who are trying to do it without medications because I know there's a lot of us out there that we've done all the things doctors say and we just aren't getting the relief they claim we're gonna get. Like I've lost weight. Um, I've had a few doctors want me to drop below 120, but then I immediately start getting sick. Um, I think right after I moved back to Washington, I got down to 110 and got pneumonia like 4 times in a row. So I realized I needed to keep a little more fluff on me. So I'm somebody that just need to keep a little fluff. I need to stay between 120 and 140, and I'm usually pretty healthy at those levels, but if I get too fat or too thin, then I start having problems. Too fat is pain, too thin is sick. Um, so yeah, and it can be really difficult for a lot of us. And like I said, that the doctors have tried giving me nerve blockers, they give me epilepsy medications, they've given me um pain meds like narcotic pain meds, they give me non-narcotic pain meds, and it just seems like when I'm on the meds, I'm having a lot more problems. They put me on, I think it's amitriptyline the last time. It's both a nerve blocker and a seizure med, and though it did stop my seizures, couldn't stay awake. And I didn't like that. I don't want to become a vegetable and dependent on drugs and stuff like that. So I know there's a lot of us out there. So I wanna be like a positive thing. I also want to be positive for disabled people working on some level, which is why I keep talking about my booth, my sales, how good I'm doing. If you're in Spokane and you see this, it's Famous Joe's Vendor Emporium. It's actually in the valley, but you know, the Spokane and Spokane Valley are really close, so it's not like you have to go all the way into Idaho or anything. Though that's also really close. So, but yeah, I was just having a good day and I wanted to share it, even though I'm having some pains. And I figured since I was having this issue, I'd talk about the metabolic disorder, the things that I've experienced and what I've found in the struggles. And like, if you guys have any ideas, because I'd really like to make this community bigger, but I only have 1 subscriber, so I need more subscribers. So it's hit the subscribe and the bell and do all that good stuff. And if you have things you want to talk about or a question or as long as you're not being rude, I will talk to you. And if you're crossing lines, I will block you or report you or whatever it is that you do on YouTube because I haven't figured that one out yet. I haven't even figured out how to edit the videos, so that's great, yay. But I haven't also really had a topic to really talk about that I would maybe need to practice or edit. So let's give me a topic. I'm challenging you guys. Yeah, so and like when I get to a certain point where I can afford a few more things, then I'm gonna start thinking about things charity related or something like that that I can do to help out people. I'm not really sure how long that's gonna take. It just depends on a bunch of stuff I don't have any control over. So, but yeah, things are doing really good right now, and I'm gonna let you guys go because I know you probably don't want to listen to me ramble forever and ever and ever. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.